Radiofreccia. Libera come noi.
Beh ragazzi, siamo qui con Johannes degli Avatar, frontman degli Avatar.
Molto bene.
Grazie. Che fra pochissimo si esibiranno prima di Iron Maiden qui allo stadio Euganeo di Padova, quindi parleremo un po' insomma di live e anche poi degli ultimi lavori. So, hi Johannes, how are you first of all?
I'm doing real great. It seems like the thunderstorm that might have happened during our set already happened, which means we will play. And that's why we're here, and that's good, it's happening.
Yeah. Ha parlato giustamente di una tempesta, perché c'è stata una tempesta, era inizialmente prevista durante il loro set, invece no, già andata, già fatto tutto, quindi suoneranno ed è contentissimo. Io sono molto curioso di sapere un po', ovviamente, suonare prima di una band, andare in tour con una band come i Maiden, so how it is for you, both personally and on a professional side, to supporting a legendary band such as Iron Maiden?
On a personal side, it's a dream come true, simple as that. That is, of course, one of the most important bands, not just for everyone in the world, but also for us when it comes to metal. It's the first trip we took as a band before going anywhere to play outside of Gothenburg area was to go to Stockholm to see Iron Maiden live. So they were always there. So on that personal level, it's just, it's a dream come true. It's bragging rights among the childhood friends and all of that. Then professionally or artistically, maybe I want to call it, it's just now that we're here, you have to try to really, really, really deserve it and try to normalize it and try to, and retroactively earn the opportunity by kicking ass and get over the fanboy in you. Because you're also here to kind of steal the attention in a way, so it's a lot of work.
Allora, ha detto, da un punto di vista professionale è sicuramente una roba, un sogno che diventa realtà, anche perché loro ci sono sempre stati, anche il primo viaggio fatto fuori da Gothenburg come band è stato per andare a vedere i Maiden, quindi è una band che ha sempre fatto parte della loro vita. Dal punto di vista artistico, più che professionale, sicuramente è una cosa importante e difficile, perché per certi versi devi guadagnarti, dimostrare che ti sei guadagnato questo posto e quindi devi andare là a spaccare il culo sostanzialmente sul palco in maniera positiva, però è sicuramente una cosa bella. And you're supporting Maiden, and you did the same as with Metallica. This kind of huge bands. What do they learn to you?
Well, we haven't opened for Metallica yet. That's
yeah. Next year you will open for Metallica. Opening for this kind of bands. Or?
Well, I think one big challenge is, but I also feel as our own audience has grown, the first skill you need to learn in a band, to make a good live show, is first you have to make 30 people feel like 30,000. And you work on that skill, for obvious reasons. You get to work on those skills for a very long time in the beginning for most bands. But then when you start to get in front of all these huge audiences, then you have to try to make 30,000 or whatever feel like 30 people to really bring them close to you. Because that's the funny thing, for talking about Iron Maiden specifically. All my friends who have seen Iron Maiden will tell you that Bruce waved at me, Bruce pointed at me. And not a chance he got all of us, but the way he can connect with everything, bring in, you feel that connection in those massive audiences. And that's a completely different skill that you kind of need to remember early on. But this started at big festivals, years ago. Mm-hmm. Because you're so used to that there's only people here. And you kind of have to learn to it's over there. And oh no, it's over there. Oh, it's over there. And you have to, if you're just here, but if you're here, you can also get them and bring them in. So it's a completely different beast.
Allora, ho chiesto avere a che fare con band come queste, come i Maiden, di Metallica, per cui apriranno l'anno prossimo, cos'è che ti porta? Cioè, sicuramente è una cosa che se tu all'inizio devi fare la gavetta e dare l'impressione che davanti a 30 persone tu in realtà nei 30.000, là ti trovi davanti a queste platee dove devi fare il discorso contrario, nei 30.000 devi fare in modo che siano 30, quindi quando parli con gli amici che dicono oh Bruce ha guardato a me, stava facendo un cenno a me, deve in qualche modo prendere quella qualità, nel senso cercare di portare così vicina una platea enorme, che è una roba insomma complicata da fare, e sicuramente queste band sanno fare molto bene. Talking about new music.
Parla rapido.
Yeah, I know, maybe too much.
They get it.
And
Capisci? Go on. Okay, go on.
And talking about, new music, Captain Goat is your last, your new single. If I understand right, it's kind of taking the darkness and transform it into kind of a meditation.
Yeah,
so
in a way.
In which way?
No, I think one way of putting it, I guess, would be that with each album, I hope to, a human is an onion, right?
Yeah.
Cipolla,
yes.
And you have your layers, and for each album, since we started out, we tried to remove another layer of bullshit. And in terms of just what I touch on with the lyrics and everything. And I think one thing that happened with a bunch of the songs this time is because if you let your mind wander and almost like a daydream, or you listen to the music and wherever it takes you, start writing from there, there's a part of that process where you feels like you go under the water, and you find something, a sea star, and you bring it up to the surface. And I think on this album, more of the songs, while writing, I stayed underwater longer, if that makes sense. Because usually there comes a point, you write and you do something, works, okay, this is cool. Now what is it? What is it about? What's the meaning? And you're kind of in a hurry to legitimize what it is. And this time I was more like, no, I don't need to explain this to myself yet. I trust what I find beautiful in the moment, that the subconscious will reveal itself over time what this was actually about. So I think Captain Goat really started from hearing the music. Tim wrote the guitars, the music, and hearing it, and it was really just this phonetic, and the words just came from that. And I didn't need to know what it was for the longest time. I just wrote it, without really explaining, and then it's pretty obvious what it's about. Satan.
Ok, allora, ha spiegato sostanzialmente, visto che Captain Goat è il nuovo singolo che viene descritto un po' come l'oscurità che diventa meditazione. Il processo ha a che fare anche con la scrittura, del brano, nel senso che ha cercato in qualche modo quando tu ascolti la musica ti ci immergi completamente, e lui ha voluto che un po', si sedimentasse senza poi stare a spiegare troppo. Quindi anche quando è arrivato il riff del brano, lui si è immerso anche dal punto di vista delle liriche, ha cercato di proprio rimanere sommerso da questa musica, senza poi la necessità in realtà di spiegare davvero cosa fosse, perché poi si spiega abbastanza semplicemente Satana, Captain Goat, le corna, la capra, è quello che è. Yeah. And this single will lead to a new album. Your last album was released a couple of years ago. So
yeah.
What do we have to expect?
The unexpected.
Okay.
I think, again, that feeling, lyrically, if you stay there for a moment, again, staying underwater longer, whatever that means. Let's see if it makes sense when people hear it. It makes sense to me. Musically, in bits and bobs, one new song that it's coming out, the music video in a few days, and we are already playing on this tour in the airwaves. I think it's the fastest song we have done in years, so there's that side of it. But there's definitely another side of it where it's, in many ways, especially vocally, our most melodic album. So, it's more of this and more of that, in a way, I guess. And yeah, what else? I try to remember what we call it. Yeah, no, it's very, very, very good. And I think it's also because we've done a few now. But I feel we found a reason, just as people, why is this important this time? Why is this still exciting to us? Why do we have to put something out other to, get to go on a tour, get to sell your t-shirt, blah, blah. But for us personally, we found all these new things to caldo.
Yeah.
All these things to, all these reasons to create something again and to learn something new and utilize new techniques, new ways of recording, and new places, or all places. It's so all these things went into it where it feels we're just as passionate about this as we have ever been. And you wanted release date and an album title.
I want.
We have a release date. We have an album title, and it is not to be said yet, but soon.
Soon. Allora, c'è un nuovo album ovviamente in uscita, la data di uscita non me la dice, nemmeno il titolo, però ha detto sicuramente un album molto buono. È un album che come dire, ancora una volta ha per esempio un altro brano che stanno suonando già dal vivo che è il più veloce, ma in realtà sul disco ci sono molte linee molto melodiche, quindi sostanzialmente è un disco dove loro finalmente non hanno poi in realtà nulla da dimostrare, nel senso non devono essere lì a fare un disco solo per andare in tour, hanno potuto mettere in mostra quello che hanno imparato in questi anni anche da un punto di vista di produzione, quindi sarà sicuramente un disco molto bello e molto solido. Just a couple of questions more. I mean, obviously, what do you share with Maiden is a theatrical approach. I mean,
Yeah.
Obviously,
I would say so. They inspired us a lot.
yeah,
with
obviously,
that,
I mean,
yeah.
you were face paint, and so even, for example, the video for Captain Goat, obviously, is a lot of, I mean, there is a lot of attention on the visual side of it. I mean, so how much importance is the visual side of music, of your art?
In our case, very important. I think, I don't know, but it's just, I think it reflects what kind of people we are, just as artists, what excites us and again feels important for us to do. I mean, it always starts with music. It has to start with music and just let the music be music until it's time to evolve the visual side, to just kind of protect it a bit. And make sure that, because then if the music feels pure to us, then it's easy to just trust all the ideas that come out of it. But so important, but I think it's important to say in a way that it's a couple of people now in the band and crew flew to catch a Oasis show in Manchester on a day off, and they're not very theatrical.
No. Yeah. I know it very well.
There. That's what he does, right? And they all say it was amazing. They all cried. It was all beautiful. It was all historical. It was so powerful. And you know, and they played for 2.5 hours like this. And I think everything works if you in the audience, if you as a listener, as a person, you know, who partakes in it, if you feel as if it comes off as a real deal to whoever's doing it, right? And I think so it's as important as the theatrical aspect of what we're doing is, the most important thing behind that is it's important when you do any kind of art that you're being yourself. You know?
Okay. Allora, ho chiesto della parte visuale, ovviamente per loro è importante, nel senso lui usa il face paint e qui dice su questo aspetto teatrale, dice è sicuramente per noi molto importante, però è qualcosa...
Face paint non è italiano.
I know.
What's face?
Face paint è il trucco. Trucco.
Ok, carry on.
Ok.
Prego.
Grazie. E quindi è praticamente, come dire, dipende dalla band, nel senso, cioè per loro funziona molto bene, l'importante è che dietro ci sia una musica e una connessione col pubblico che sia onesta. Ad esempio, alcuni della band sono andati a vedere gli Oasis che sono tutto fuorché teatrali, però è stata un'esibizione molto potente anche la connessione, insomma, con il loro pubblico. L'ultima domanda, ovviamente, loro torneranno in Italia. Come potete vedere, il ragazzo qui è abbastanza preparato sull'italiano. I mean, since you will come back in Italy next year on the 3rd of March in Milan at Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, what is your relationship with Italy? And I mean, do you have any memories of previous shows here?
But personally speaking, I have memories. Well, not really memories, because I was 1 year old, 1.5 first time I was here. So, because my aunt on my father's side married an Italian man, and so I have Italian cousins, and we have gone here a lot through the years. So, you know, Rome and Elba and Sardinia and more specifically like Lidi Lupini, they're a tiny place. And grown up with a connection to Italy, that of course, and then I got married, and that tied me to Italy even closer. So I'm very partial to, you know, like to Italy, very biased to looking forward a lot to Italy and the friends I've made here and everything. And as for the band, this is one of those places in the world where when you started out, again, Kallis, sono svedese. Where was I? No, like it's in the beginning, you know, when you just go around as the opening band and stuff, and you get what you get from the audience. But in Southern Europe, it's just that people tend to be, best way I can put it is, more generous with their energy. And the culture around the show, like, it's not too expensive to drink in the bar here, so people don't stay at home as long as you do in Sweden and Finland and stuff. So they show up to catch the opening band. And if they like it, they let you know immediately. So it's always that feeling you go off stage, also in the early days, like, man, we were awesome today. the audience was awesome today and they helped you. And that is a lot of early memories of small shows around Italy in the early days. You got a lot of help, you got a lot out of those shows early on.
Allora, la connessione con l'Italia è molto forte perché la sua famiglia ha origini italiane, quindi già da bambino, quando aveva solo 1 anno e mezzo, è venuto spesso in Italia per tutta la vita, a Roma, Isola d'Elba, in Sardegna. Poi dal punto di vista artistico, l'Italia, come tutto insomma l'Europa del Sud, ha quella cosa ad un pubblico molto generoso, e quindi anche perché dice magari i drink costano di meno, quindi la gente non sta a casa, esce, guarda le band anche di supporto, e quindi ti dà quel feedback immediato. E quando uno dice siamo stati fantastici oggi, magari nei show, quelli nei posti piccolini, lui dice no, è il pubblico che è stato grandioso. In Italia e succede proprio questa cosa. Quindi vi ricordiamo 3 marzo 2026 Alcatraz Milano, prossima data da headliner degli Avatar. So thank you very much for being with us.
Grazie mille.
And good luck for the show tonight.
Thank you. I don't need luck. I'm a professional. I need luck with selling tickets for the Milano show, but you're watching, you listen, you show up, it will be a good time, and you will feel like this, and it will be great. Ok, bene. Ciao.
Grazie, sei frecciato, ciao.
Radiofreccia. Libera come noi.